today's webinar is about scaling an e-commerce startup to sustainable revenue. And you guys can meet panelist and speaker, Mr. Krishna Chaitanya. He is the co-founder of Trilokana Marketing Private Limited and an independent digital transformation consultant, helping companies scale profitably 17 plus years in building B2B and B2C brands. And we have Mr. Rishi, an entrepreneur with 18 plus years of experience, handled 30 plus projects in IT, ITES, digital media and creative agency, and generated 50 million revenue for one of our clients.
Yeah, thanks, Sweta. Thanks, Sweta, for the quick intro that you have provided. All right. So today we're going to talk about how to scale an e-commerce business sustainably. Right. I am Krishna Nandigam. I run a firm called Trilokana Marketing Private Limited, based out of Hyderabad. Right. So I have around 17 years of experience in the e-commerce fintech space, driving sales leads at a larger scale. So a brief overview about myself. I did my electrical engineering from IIT Madras long back, 2002, almost 21 years back. Then I did my post-graduation from IIM Lucknow, 2005. Typical to all people, I've went to equity research analyst, worked as an equity research analyst for a few years, but the entire online marketing bug hit me. And then in around 2008, I moved to online marketing or digital marketing, right? So from then till now, I've been largely in the online marketing space, helping clients, improve their online presence, awareness of their brand, and drive sales ultimately, right? And drive sales ultimately. So my first stint in e-commerce has been with a company called 𝐂-𝐸.com, right? 𝐂-𝐸 was an online-only apparel brand. 𝐂-𝐸 was an online-only apparel brand. I headed the entire digital marketing, handled the first sale there, right? That's when this whole conversion rate optimization started playing a big role, right? Because you have people from multiple channels coming onto the website. You're getting some sales, but where are you getting from? That's a bigger question, right? So that's the first stint in online advertising or online sales. I was impacted by, the first in e-commerce way back in 2012. Then I moved into financial services, which is Funds India. Funds India is an online platform for investment in mutual funds. Today, you would have heard of Growth, you would have heard of even Paytm allowing you for mutual funds. Funds India was started long back in 2008. So I was involved in setting up their entire digital marketing and their entire telesales team, right? So the difference here, when you look at conversion rate optimization, is you also look at data which you get from the telesales team, right? So you also collect what is the source of this lead and which leads got converted to sales. And then, over a period of 6 months, you start looking at what is the amount of investment that you got, right? So when you run your campaigns across various channels, it's not just getting leads, but, over a period of 6 months, the higher the investment that you are getting from, those are the particular channels that you need to identify, right? So yes, initially it used to be lead gen, but for a period of time, you integrate it with your telesales team, and then, the investment that you get, right? So Funds India today is among one of the largest players in the mutual fund industry space, right? A third-party platform which enables you to invest in mutual funds. Even here, it's largely online digital marketing and integration with the telesales team. After that, so I moved into Reliance Footprint, where we set up e-commerce for the footprint division, right? So today, Footprint is called Trends Footwear. If you go out anywhere, you would see a lot of stores called Trends Footwear. This was the first stint that we did on omni-channel, right? When we say omni-channel, you have customer buying online, but the item could be shipped from the store, or shipped from your warehouse, right? So that's what it is. And this is when, when you have like 250 odd stores, Google My Business starts playing a big role. Especially on your presence on those areas. because you could leverage your local presence in search and then drive either sales onto your website or visits to your store, right? So when you're doing omni-channel, there are more elements that one needs to take into consideration, not just plain digital marketing, right? Yeah, so we set it up, we scaled it up to a certain number, but I think market dynamics were different, so we integrated into 𝐂-𝐤𝐷.com. So today you will find some of the footprint products in 𝐂-𝐤𝐷.com, right? Suppose that I again moved back to financial services. 2017 was the second meltdown of e-commerce, right? So then I moved back to financial services at Karvy Stock Broking based out of Hyderabad. So at one point of time, we used to do around 50K leads a month, right? 50K leads a month across both online and offline channels. Now, again, this is omni-channel, because even though you are generating leads online and offline, means when we say offline, you had like so many sales guys on the street, they were also generating leads, right? So end of the day, you also track performance of all of these leads. What is the quality of leads? Then, how much is actually converting, and over a period of time, how many are actually trading, right? So this is the data to which we start looking at, right? The other big difference, I had 2 stints in financial services. Yeah, the other at Karvy Stock Broking. You had Aadhaar, which came into picture way back 2017-18. So which brought down account opening process time taken from 4 days to 4 hours or even less, right? So my experience has all been on the online e-commerce space, online alone, and an omni-channel space. Now I'll just summarize some of the learnings that I had, right? So coming back, we run a firm called Trilokana Marketing Private Limited. We provide consulting in digital transformation and marketing for omni-channel, right? So we work also with service providers. We work also with other partners. We are not means wherever there is requirement in terms of building capabilities, right? Okay. So what's my experience? So these are the clients that we worked in the last 2 years, right? So where a lot of local advertising is also done. And if you look at today, there are a lot of cloud kitchens which have come up, cloud kitchens and many things, right? So, the other good thing that you have seen is, COVID has actually accelerated online transactions in a big way, right? Online transactions in a big way, right? Even though there has been a slowdown in the last 1 year, it has literally moved everything by almost 3x what it was pre-COVID. So I always believe when you're doing online marketing for a new brand, there's a marketing rule of 7. Until any customer sees the ad or information related to the product 7 times, so he won't even remember it first, right? And then, so frequency, as what we call a repetition, is our main friend as far as online marketing or brand building is considered, right? So few learnings, which is the positive things. When you are creating a new brand, right? You can be very optimistic. People love to experiment a lot. They like variety. They buy from new brands too. So one should not fear that building a new brand would be tough, right? So I've built multiple brands over the last few years, getting in new customers for unknown brands, right? So coming to marketing is mandatory. I think, which I believe on every month you have to allocate certain budgets for marketing, right? I would suggest not move directly into sales and performance from day one. Brand building is the most important thing to start with. As I said, the rule of 7, right? Until and unless the customer sees our product, the features of our product multiple times, he doesn't take a decision to act. So always, okay, coming back, be clear that Google, Facebook, Instagram are going to be your daily friends as long as you're doing digital marketing, right? So at least for the next few years, till something else takes it over, right? Some other media channel. Yes, we do advertise on other places, like, so for example, the other one would be YouTube. We do advertise on other channels, but these are going to be the mainstay at least for the next 2-3 years. Now, coming to the other important thing is logistics. What happens is in e-com, losses start piling up when you're not controlling your cost of delivery. When you're not controlling your cost of delivery, and when the return ratios go up significantly. So this is something one has to invest time. Today, fortunately, there are a lot of vendors who help and support in logistics, but people allocation, time allocation for an activity like this is very, very important, right? And obviously the strong tech and customer support is one of the main things, right? Yeah. So Rishi, how much time do I have?
Yeah, I mean, I think please take next 5 minutes, please.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So today means the point when you look at digital marketing, or because we're talking about conversion rate optimization, right? So there are multiple channels that are there, right? So we advise clients on where to start with, right? So should you do SEO? Should you do search engine marketing? Should you do reviews? Should you do influencers? Which are the channels that you should be present, right? So that clearly, to some extent, depends on the goal that one has, right? So the goal that one has, right? So and then we also suggest in how do you allocate budgets. So when you are running campaigns, these are the main questions that you have, right? So these are the main questions that you have, and things have been changing in the last 10 years significantly, right? So if I say which channel is giving me new customers, which channel is giving me new visitors. So for example, you won't believe it. Maybe 8 years back when we used to run, .com used to be one of the best places to get customers. No, so sorry, to get visitors, and over a period of time they would actually become high value customers, right? So identifying channels which will help you get new visitors, new set of visitors, relevant visitors in your target age group and in your target location is also equally important. And one should go beyond the channels which are just helping us getting new customers. So getting in new customers is highly tactical. Yes, tactical advertising is important, but from a long-term strategic perspective, also we need to identify certain channels, media channels where we should be present, right? Yeah. So how much should you allocate in SEO, right? So I think we strongly believe that for any website, SEO investment is very important, right? Is very important from a long-term perspective. As I said, right, so Google, Facebook would be your friends. Similarly, Google Analytics, Google Search Console, a lot of tools from Google itself would be, your friends on a daily basis. Your friends on a daily basis when you're doing digital marketing. All your data would be stored there. All your analytics would be stored there. You start tracking a lot of information there. Take decision based on that, right? So, as you know, Rishi would show as we go ahead, right? How many people are all moving towards mobile, but from your website, how many are coming from mobile? How many are coming from desktop? What are your conversion rates that you're getting from all of those? So you would start seeing in Google Analytics or any other analytics tool that one could use, right? Yeah. So when you talk about CRO, updating site layout, wherever tech architecture is required is also very important, right? So there are clear studies where it says, every 1 second movement in loading time can increase your conversion rate by almost 1 to 2% or even more. So all of these are equally important, right? So the first thing that one has to do is, as you define what is your goal, who is your target audience, and when you come down to your website, what is your conversion funnel? What is your conversion funnel? That's very important, right? So, did he add the item to the cart? Did he move into the payment page? From the payment page, did he finally do a transaction or not? Now, yes, so we go a little bit more ahead and say, track customer at every stage, right? So if someone adds it to the cart, someone initiated payment but did not do a transaction, so you integrate it with your support team. The support team is like in real time made aware of about that, so that in a best case situation, the support team calls and finds out why this transaction could not go through. Was it some issue with their system? Was it, in the worst case, the customer doesn't want to do a purchase, but the call itself will help us gain some confidence, help us to sell our product to the customer in person rather than just visiting the website and doing the purchase, right? Yeah. So the other big thing, it's not just website. Today, where all can you sell? If you have to sell, obviously, one of the big channels today is marketplaces, right? So everyone starts off with selling on Amazon, Flipkart, then Nykaa, 𝐤𝐤, any of these products. But I think, once you start looking it into your margins and all of those, and try to sell it on their own website or a mobile app. Now, obviously, mobile app brings in its own cities into the picture, because now, the customer would see on the mobile app, go to the website and finally do a transaction. So we're identifying ways, we have clear ways to identify customer journey, right? So we did all places within the mobile app did you visit. So today we are setting up tools. We have tools to identify user journey across both the mobile and rate right? Yeah. We have also other things, whether the movements, offers, pop-ups, combos, upsells, occasions, any of those, right? So I think Rishi would talk on this extensively, right? Yeah. So the question, whenever we are talking about conversion rate optimization is, so where do we start, right? So where do we start? What do we track, right? So I'm done for now. I'll take questions after, the second presentation that we have. Over to you, Rishi.
Yeah, thanks.